Nottingham, a city with an extraordinary history and folkloric eidolon, primarily known for its cultural significance and being the town holding the story of the outlaw Robin Hood, gaining the attraction of tourists and spawning an ever-growing string of stories, local pageants, films and television series. But as a homebred Nottinghamshire bloke with an affinity for history, Nottingham becomes a town with a completely different story. A web of events that have occurred in the past and could happen in our present and our future. An everlasting circle of the bizarre, the obscure, the dark and the macabre, all occurring in such a continuous and small span of locality. Throughout the course of history, the existence of time has become more of a man-made concept, increasing the rhythmic pattern of time with the invention of clockwork, creating a human acknowledgement of time existing in a tick-tock rhythm. And with the furtherance of technology, it is evident that more and more people tend to waste their time on TikTok. So for the sake of this documentary, we will make sure that these historical locations won't be hindered by modern day apparatus. But if Einstein's theory of relativity is correct, all times could very well coexist with each other. One event could occur one day that could eventually happen in an alternate form in a different time. So for instance, take these castle pillars which would have been used back in the day during the Crusades by soldiers pouring oil onto other soldiers trying to climb the moat. These days it would be used by some idiots trying to put alcohol into their mates' mouths, so I guess it's history repeating itself in a way. Speaking of alcohol consumption, here we have Ye Olde Trip to Jerusalem, which has served a range of different characters over the course of its 834-year lifespan. Die-hard fans of the film Whittle and I will know that one of the most notable figures served in the end was none other than the actor and professional drunk Vivian McClarrell, who would one day sit on this wall and recite a Hamlet soliloquy in a very aggressive fashion. McClarrell really did drink lighter fluid, and on his hospital bed would insist on people giving him alcohol which he would inject into his stomach. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. And indeed it goes heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame the earth seems to me in sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy in the air, look you, this mighty o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof fretted with golden fire, why, it appeareth to me nothing but a foul and pestilent congregation of vapours. What a piece of work is a man! How noble in reason! How infinite in faculties! How like an angel in apprehension! How like a god! The beauty of the world! Paragon of animals! And yet to me what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. No, nor women neither. Nor women neither. Moving on from Shakespeare and drunks, we lead on to an incredibly dark and tragic story located within the castle grounds that dates back to the Victorian era. The Castle Road was originally home to Castlegate Hospital, founded in 1875 and closed in 1923. A women's hospital which cared for the pregnant and was sadly connected to a woman who gave birth to a stillborn child that she would hide within the walls of the hospital alley until the baby was discovered years later. Most people who walk down this alley will not be aware of the dark history behind it. Which brings us to our final destination on the map, located on Beck Street. This block of flats seems unassuming and casual to our modern eyes, but in Victorian England, this building was originally a pub called the Beehive Inn, the pub that would hold the first exhibition of Joseph Merrick the Elephant Man, one of Britain's most well-known Victorian figures whose fascination and exploitation still exists even in death. But after the turn of the millennium, the original building will be knocked down to become a building that resembles an actual beehive. It's funny how time writes itself.